بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
This is the story of Dhul Qar Nain as mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Kahf. He was an Arab ruler, a righteous and just man. He was not a prophet, as said according to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was loved by Allah so much that he and his just rule has been mentioned in this surah, and he became a part of the Quran. He was mistaken to be Alexander the Great by some historians and by some others as Cyrus. But he was born during the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and he accepted Islam under Ibrahim alayhi salam, and he is said to have done tawaf with Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam. Alexander the Great was a pagan ruler and was born 2000 years later after Isa alayhi salam. Dhul Qar Nain was named such because of many reasons, and some mentioned here, but Allah knows best. Qar means horn. Some said he had two ponytails, and so he was called by Arabs as Dhul Qar Nain, possessor of two horns. Another opinion says that he used to wear a helmet with two horns, and maybe for this reason he was called so. But the most appropriate choice of the scholars is that they say that east and west are two horns, and he ruled both, so he was named Dhul Qar Nain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him power and authority of all lands, that is, the entire globe. His power manifested because Allah gave him all resources to achieve anything he wanted. He had political and social resources, financial and military resources. He had teams of engineers, architects, and scholars. He had translators, and he had all the technology of that time. In Surah Al-Kahf, Allah tells us about him making his regular rounds, that is, traveling to different places. In one of such travels, he reaches a place in which he sees the sun setting, that is the west. Some scholars say that this is near the Black Sea. Right there he sees a nation settled. As he draws nearer, Allah inspires him to either punish these people for their rebellion or treat them with mercy and kindness. So Dhul Qar Nain says to his army, "As for the one who causes oppression, we will punish him, and he will return to his Lord, who will also punish him. But for those who are righteous and believes in doing good deeds, then for him there is a grand reward, not only in this world, but with Allah also." This decision shows that unlike other powerful rulers who loot the people, abuse and destroy them, Dhul Qar Nain never abused the power and authority Allah had bestowed upon him. He also gave dawah and invited people to Islamic monotheism and good deeds. Then he headed towards another journey until he reached a place where the sun rises, that is the east, and some scholars say that this was near the Caspian Sea. He saw the sun rising upon a nation which did not have any protection from its rays. The people were uncivilized, they had no homes, no shelter, and some scholars say they did not have clothing also. They lived directly under the sun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Dhul Qar Nain the same inspiration as he did for the people of the West, to punish those with rebellion and sin, and to reward those who are righteous. He gave the people dawah and tried to get them to be civilized, and then moved on to another journey till he reached a place between a mountain range, the Cascas mountain range, the most correct opinion, This is near present Georgia. This mountain was such that you couldn't go beyond it to the other side. It was like a dam wall. When he reached this valley, he found a nation which could barely understand a word what they speak. Their language was so unique that nobody and even his translators could not understand what they were speaking. This nation, as soon as they saw Dhul Qar Nain and his huge army, rushed to him and they started making requests to him. But both could not understand each other, so they used sign language to explain to Dhul Qar Nain about Yajuj and Majuj. Yajuj and Majuj were a tribe, some scholars say of the Mongol origin, who created a lot of mischief on the earth. This nation explained to Dhul Qar Nain that Yajuj and Majuj had become very corrupt and were causing a lot of trouble. They also caused genocide. This was, according to the Prophet ﷺ, that they were a bloodthirsty tribe. They came out of a tunnel in the mountain and caused trouble. So they asked Dhul Qar Nain to build a wall and close the tunnel such that Yajuj and Majuj should not attack them. They said that they will pay money for this barrier. But Dhul Qar Nain said that what Allah has given me is way better than anything in this world. But he asked for manpower to build this barrier. He knew that it was not an ordinary barrier he had to build. It had to be a fortified barrier, a very strong one. He asked the people to get him blocks of iron. He laid them flat and made a fortified barrier, and then he told the people to blow their bellows towards the block of iron until the blocks begin to melt and the space in between closes, such that it becomes a solid wall. Then he asked for molten copper, that is melted copper, to be poured over this iron wall, such a way that this wall becomes strong and smooth, and hence the Yajuj or Majuj would not be able to break the wall or scale over it. And the wall was so strong that they wouldn't be able to drill through it also. After finishing the construction of this wall, Dhul Qar Nain does not take the credit for himself and instead says that this is a mercy from my Lord. He thanks Allah for giving him this opportunity to block evil, and then he leaves this place. This was a trial of use of power Allah bestowed upon him, and he was on true guidance.